Depression. Is there a cure for depression? Well, folks, if you're asking me if by a cure we're talking about a pharmaceutical cure, then I would have to say that absolutely not, in my opinion. But before we get into that, today I want to welcome you, firstly, to my humble off-grid homestead in the forest. And today it's one of those strange fall days when you have these beautiful cloud formations and passing by, blocking the sun from time to time and creating these beautiful patches. And because of where we live in higher elevations and we're on the foothills of the Appalachian mountain range, so that these hills that are now hills, but they could be called mountains, but not mountains like the mountain ranges that you see in the Rockies. Whereas these mountains are, because they're thousands of years older than the Rocky Mountains of the West, they've been eroded. They've had more time to erode, so now they're in a shape of smooth, large hills, small mountains. Beautiful if you're driving through countryside, because of our, like I said, we're higher elevation. As we descend, we can see, especially at this time when the big gigantic clouds, there's an opening in it, and there's a big beam of sun over this either forest or a farmer's field, or especially if they hit like a cornfield, haven't harvested yet, because that's just feed for cows or whatever animal feed, and or wheat fields where they're like this gorgeous shade of brown, like a copper or dark golden color, like a bronze kind of color, and they hit these gigantic beams. It's different than when I'm in the forest and I see a few beams of light come through the branches or the trees, and they hit the forest floor with almost like precision. These are ginormous ones that can cover maybe 100 acres, 200 acres at once. This big beam hits it, and then you can see it in relation to all around it, because like I said, we're higher, we can scope the whole landscape and see dark patches, light patches, dark patches, light patches. Like I was saying, these on my face right now, but only for a second. Probably it'll probably go away. So yeah, today I want to talk to you about depression. I don't think there's anyone that's never been depressed. And I'm not talking necessarily about chronic depression where you don't want to get out of bed, get out of house, that kind of depression. But I'm talking about the kind of depression that some days we're just, maybe it's because it's dreary or gray or cloudy or raining, and it just kind of feels miserable, especially if you add wind to it. Or in my case, for me, I have a website, as some of you know, and I've named it A New Day, because every day, every morning is a new day to me. And so I'm never depressed in the morning, never ever. I mean, it would have to take something colossal for me to be depressed in the morning. So I wake up in the morning, such enthusiasm, in assuming that it's a brand new day, nothing's impossible. And throughout the day, by midday, if I've not managed to do anything substantial, and then I'm kind of like, I'm not as excited, I'm not as enthusiastic about prospects, but haven't given up yet, but by nighttime, by bedtime, if nothing's happened, and that's when I kind of get depressed. So my depression, if there's such a thing as that, if you can call it that, it's one that's lasted maybe 40 years. But the next day, new possibilities. So, and I don't know if, to be honest, I don't know if this is, if it's not entirely by design. That is to say that, what if we didn't feel like this, if we didn't get depressed once in a while or however often, we wouldn't be able to appreciate the moments where, complete joy and elation and whatever. I don't know, I'm just saying, I honestly don't know. Boy, when that sun hits you, it gets really hot. You get really hot quick. And I want to take my hoodie off, but I wonder if this is going to last. I'm looking at the way that the clouds are moving, and it looks like bigger clouds are coming soon, so maybe I'll keep it on. So, when, it can compound just like anything else, just like happiness can, or maybe laughter can, if you go to a comedy club or whatever, or watching a comedy movie and you see other people laugh, or it's almost like yawning, you see somebody yawn, you yawn, kind of thing. So what I mean is, one way I guess to combat or try to avoid depression is not to be around other sort of depressed individuals. And by that I mean, you know how they say misery likes company, or people that want to commiserate. Yeah, maybe not do that. That's just one way. The opposite of that is also true. I would love to surround myself with positive, happy. When I say happy, I know it sounds like you're talking about people that are happy all the time, and I don't even think extroverts are happy all the time. But certainly extroverts are a good start to be around. Positive people that are keeping busy. That's the other thing. Keep busy. I try to keep busy. That's something you don't need anyone else to be busy around or with. For instance, in the summertime, one reason why I nearly hardly ever get depressed is because I have so much to do outside, and I love being in the forest anyway. So when I come inside, it's just to rest, get something to eat, and get back out again. I do this till it's dark enough that maybe the mosquitoes come out, or whatever reason I'm just exhausted and I come in. And it's in the winter when the days are shorter. I'm not a night person, so when the days go from being 14 hours of daylight to 6 hours, 7 hours of daylight, that's like half. And so you spend so much time inside and doing how much can you do? That's why I made a lot of videos while I could, so that I could maybe post them in the winter for you, or maybe look at them and upload them, whatever I have to do to them, because I knew I was going to be inside for so long in the winter. So we said not be around negative people, other depressed people, but be around positive people and happy as in positive outlook on life people. And that's just two ways. Now, I don't know how this is going to sound. It's not judging. I'm just talking about my experiences. Okay, all right. When I see people, all the years that I lived in the city, all the decades, when I saw people smoking just regular cigarettes, which, if you don't believe me, look it up. There's so many toxins in there. I know you get my understanding is people get like a sort of a high or whatever what they get from cigarettes, but then that goes away for however short amount of time that they have it. Now they've got all these toxins that's built up in their system. And is it for me, a lot of things are about like a risk reward. Would I buy the stocks into this company? What would be the reward for it? I don't have any stocks, I'm just saying. Am I taking a chance? What is the likelihood of it going bankrupt? What is the likelihood of it doubling in price? Maybe that wasn't a good example, but